This is my phone. Straight iPhone.
Oh man, we gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it. We have got to talk about it. What's up, guys?
Chilling.
All right. Greetings, everybody. This is 360 Collective. We are education experts with a unique approach to student success. We have uncommon strategies that we use to help teachers and administrators to get unexpected, unimaginable, and dramatic results in their schools and with students. We also use our platform on Facebook to promote conscious content, pro-human content, and to support justice organizing across the country. This is your first time with us. We are glad that you are here. We hope that you enjoy the conversation that we're about to have. We have an esteemed guest with us tonight to help us break down and analyze this powerful, historic, landmark rap battle between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. We have the illustrious and praiseworthy, the charismatic MC, none other than Tobias Black of the Black Mavericks. Welcome, my good brother.
Oh man, thank you for that intro, man.
That's a lot, man.
What's
That's
going
a lot,
on, y'all.
Chilling.
Yeah, there's a lot. Hey, listen. So Tobias, listen. Those that have been with us for a while, they might remember you from our Jay-Z versus everybody conversation. You helped out with that. You contributed a lot of great insight to that particular conversation. But for those that are just tuning in for the first time, either to 360 or getting to know you, tell us a little about yourself, your music, and what you got going on.
All right. So first, yes, thank you for that intro. My name is Tobias Black. I'm one half of the Black Mavericks. So a little bit about myself. I've been teaching for about 11 years. I've been in the school system for about 11 years. I've been teaching for about 4 years. I finally got the opportunity 3 years ago to be able to teach hip hop to kindergartners up to 6th grade at a school called Lloyd Bond in Argyle Gardens in Chicago. And basically, whenever I tell people I teach hip hop, they automatically think that I teach dance, that I do dance. And but when I flip it on them and say, no, I teach the history of hip hop and show like the positive sides of hip hop and help students get to their creative sides, they become really interested on what I teach. So basically what I teach in hip hop is I teach the history of it. We go over the 5 elements, the DJing, MCing, breakdancing, graffiti, knowledge, and with DJing, we go over like the basics. I just give them like the basics on how to get started. What's the crossfader, the play button, stop button, control the volume, BPMs, pitch, stuff like that. With my younger, everybody get a chance, to experience the controllers, from kindergarten all the way up to 6th grade. My younger kids, I kind of focus on, having them learning what rhyming is, finding the internal rhymes and stuff like that. And basically, try to get in touch with their emotions. I have all my students write journals. And it could be anything, anything they think of. Like they wake up in the morning, they had pancakes for breakfast. They wake up in the morning and they was crying because their mom or dad was, probably rushing them to hurry up and get to school or something. Like just anything what they want to write about, because I always try to teach them. If you don't feel like talking to somebody, your notebook is always there to vent. So whatever you want to put on there, you vent. Because not all the time, not every day or any time you want to talk to everybody. You want to keep to yourself. So the best way to keep to yourself is to write it down, and I try to teach them that you'll feel better once you get those feelings out. So all my kids do that. They take their books home, then they see throughout the year all the stuff that they wrote. That's it. So that's basically what my class is all about. I just teach them and I show them MCs that have like messages, meaningful messages, and I try to show them like hip hop is not just what's on the radio. It's a deeper sense of hip hop to that. So that's just me on my education part. So I've been teaching that for 4 years. I have kids songwrite. I have kids do like a little small mix on the DJ controller. I'm learning how to make beats now, so I can teach kids how to make beats. Um, and then I teach them like mic etiquette, how to talk on the mic, how to perform on the mic, how to rap on the mic. So yeah, so that's basically what I do. So I'm an educator in that sense. Um, I'm also an MC. I say I'm one half of the Black Mavericks, and we just rap about we rap our truth. My homie Wonder Dow, that's who I rap with. We both family men. We got families. We both married. But he's in North Carolina. I'm from Chicago. He's from North Carolina. And the funny thing, it was a beautiful story about this. We follow this podcast called Hip Hop Digest, and it's basically Hip Hop Digest is it's three people in it, and they basically just touch on like weekly hip hop news, and they have like a group me chat,
Mhm.
called the Hip Hop Digest text chain, and we all met through there, man. It's like it's probably over like 100 members in there, but it's probably like I would probably say like 40 to 50 active members inside the text chain, and it ranges from DJs to MCs to producers to anything to do with hip hop inside that text chain, and we met through there, and it's just pretty dope how hip hop connects. You know what I'm saying? Like people who are like minded in hip hop, we all connect. Like we've known each other for years. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So that was just a beautiful thing. So we formed Black Mavericks with that, and we came out with we made 3 albums, and we're working on our 4th album. So our first album was Commercial Break. That was our first album we came out with. Our second album, no, we made 4. Our second album was Branches of the Same Tree, and Branches of the Same Tree is special because we met up with a UK producer, and he produced our whole EP. And he from UK. He a DJ. His name DJ Pandemonium. Very dope producer. And he decided to work with us. He gave us all the beats, and we just connected, through Zoom. Like each track, what's this track about? What's this track about? Where the cuts gonna come in, stuff like that. Pretty dope, man. It's pretty dope, man. So we got a lot of love from the UK with that album. And then we came out when COVID hit. We came out with an album called Quarantine Blessings, and that album just basically about you know things were looking grim in in COVID. We couldn't go out, couldn't be around people, but it was still a blessing, in disguise that for COVID to happen. You got to be with your family. You know what I'm saying? Like you connected with your family more, and you just found different things to buy to get through time. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And we just talked about like some of the blessings that we received, during the quarantine. We met more people in the text chain, and we formed our independent label called Gray Skull. You know what I'm saying? I get to that. And then so that was Quarantine Blessings. And then now we're working on our new album called A Different World. And this one is a special one, because we always about, trying to make meaningful art and conceptual art. So this album is called Different World, and it's basically, so we taking a spin off the sitcom A Different World. So the whole album is basically like us going to Hillman College, and we meeting each other at Hillman College. And each song is based on like a 90s sitcom or a 90s movie. So like a song we got called Too Hot, and we use that sample, too hot, too hot. But we talked about like I'm Will Smith and my homie is Carlton, and and we rapping on those perspectives. And we got another song called GameStop, where we take 90s video games, like we in college, we playing video games, stuff like that, and we taking like all these 90s video games and we rapping like we got sucked into that video game. And then we got another song where we take the persona of Will Smith and Martin Lawrence for Bad Boys. We got another song where we take the persona of the characters in School Days. So it's gonna be in House Party. It's gonna be pretty dope, man. So the album is just gonna flow like a one big story, like we're going through all these sitcoms and movies and stuff like that. It's pretty dope, man. So that's what we're working on now. It's called Different World. And then I was talking about Grayskull. So Grayskull comes from He-Man. So Castle Grayskull. So everybody in this independent label, it's about 15 of us, and we not all MCs. It's all we got producers, we got artists like actual drawing artists, um, um, DJs. We got 3 DJs in there. Of course, we got MCs. We got the person who help us market and all that stuff. And it's just pretty dope, man. Like we all just like minded on the same type of music, man. Like nobody is steering away. Like we experiment with different sounds, but our main sound is like boom bap. You know what I'm saying? Like 90s, 2000 boom bap. You know, and we got a bunch of pure spitters, man. Like everybody in there just like in competition with each other, like who got the best verse, who got the best verse. You know what I'm saying? And it's all love, you know, and we come together like therapy sessions, you know what I'm saying? So Wednesdays we talk business, or we have guests on our Zoom meetings, and then on Thursdays it's therapy, you know. So we just come in and we just vent, like talk about how our week went, you know what I'm saying, what's going on, and everybody respect each other's opinions, respect each other's thoughts, you know what I'm saying? If somebody break down crying, man, we try to lift that person up, you know what I'm saying? So we all like brothers, man. And it's like I said, hip hop is a beautiful thing, man, because we, other than Wonder Dow, I know Wonder Dow personally, but everybody else in that group is all internet. You know what I'm saying? Like we kick it on Zoom, you know what I'm saying? Like, because everybody's all over New York, Buffalo, North Carolina, Georgia, you know what I'm saying? So everybody all over, you know what I'm saying? So it's just a beautiful thing, man. And you know, I'm the youngest in that group too, so I think everybody like 50
Wow.
plus in that label, and I'm the youngest, you know what I'm saying? So it's just pretty cool, man. And I trust them dudes, man. 'Cause everybody in that label got families, man. You know, so nobody's like on no sneaky, you know what I'm saying, type stuff. The money is handled well, you know, like whenever we need new equipment or anything like that, you know what I'm saying, we all know what it is. We divvy up the money. Like Tobias need a new mic, Wonder Down need a new controller, you know what I'm saying, and it's all love, man. Like we come together like brothers under hip hop. So that's the most beautiful thing about hip hop to me.
All right. It's good to know. You said in the classes, even though one of the elements is the break dancing and dancing, none of the dancing. You're not doing any of the dancing.
I do. So that's funny. Like, cause I found some things on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? That goes like step by step how to do like breakdancing, and I try, and that's the funny thing with it, like how I relate to my students too. Like they see me fail or act goofy or look goofy, you know what I'm saying? So I be trying to do like breakdancing with them off the YouTube screen, you know what I'm saying, off the video. So we'll try it, you know what I'm saying? I don't stay in breakdancing too long because I can't dance, you know what I'm saying? So I don't stay on it too long, but they learn the principles of breakdancing, the history of it. They learn like the people in groups that, you know, brought breakdancing forward. And they just learn like the different ethnic groups, you know what I'm saying, in breakdancing, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times when people think hip hop, they think it's just us, you know what I'm saying? Like no, hip hop was formed by all types of people, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't just.
I'm glad you saying that, because I think at some point there's a new documentary coming out. This goes against what we're talking about tonight, though, about that a brother that I like, but you know his the whole thing what he's saying is like African Americans are the only ones who played the major impact in hip hop. And so he's speaking on that. So I mean, I think that he might have done great research, but it's so hard to sit back and agree with all that if you know logistics of where people are. You know what I'm saying? If you know where people are living at, if you know just everybody that's in that melting pot of New York, it just couldn't be just one person.
Yeah.
Or one type of person. Even though I can see what he's trying to say, dealing with America and its capitalism, and dealing with America and its racism. But you know, I haven't looked at this the documentary that he made, so I don't want to speak too early, but definitely maybe that could be something that we get into, because it's like, yeah, I see what you're trying to say, but it is not right to exclude people who made major contributions to the art form, and not, you know, and not give them credit. You know, everybody wasn't vultures. Everybody wasn't trying to. Everybody believed in the art form, and just, you know, just loved it. You know, with that mindset that he was having, it's like, you know, it's going to be that 50-year-old white teacher that know he might can break dance.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you think that only African American or white people, I mean, if just black people just did it, you're not allowing that one white teacher to have that connection. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's there. You'd be surprised that I had I know some cool white people that know, you know, that's good in hip hop. They spend their life in hip hop. You gave them a chance even to talk to them, they're able to, you know, tell you I mean, how it would affect their lives. Matter of fact, my brother on the other end of this. That's how me and him met. Me and him met on at Western. I remember we met at Western. I think we might have been talking about Common. I think Common was our common denominator at the time. But that's what branched our connection. You know what I'm saying? So hip hop was that. So that could be our connection into doing other things. That could be other people connection to doing other things. And to just to make it seem like only we can do it, only African Americans can appreciate that. It takes away that connection. So that's why. So I don't know where he's going with this. So I don't want to sit back and say yes or no to it. But at this very moment, I'm like, okay, maybe I need to see it. But like I said, hip hop was always our foundation of friendship between me and Isaac. So with that, that's how we got here. And then we realized we have other things in common, and no pun intended, because common was the catalyst.
Right, I was about to say that.
But he was a catalyst. But we found we had other things in common, and this is pretty much how our group formed maybe 20-some years ago. And it's funny that, and something we were saying earlier, it's like sometimes that this is something that we both love a lot. So some of it is we love to speak on hip hop because it's been the foundation of our friendship. So even though our group sometimes can be serious, we also would like to also speak on things that we love and things that I think a lot of people love. So this is how this conversation came about. Let's talk about let's have a fun topic. Let's talk about something's going on. And for the first time in a long time, we going back and forth day by day. Did you hear what's going on? How this is going on? And we talked about it, and we're like, oh, we got to talk about this. And then we talked about it about like, but is it right to talk about it because it talks about so many? So I mean, we brought our level of consciousness into it too. Like, should we be talking about it? Because then it's just, you know, it's just adding on to beef, or just adding on to the negative stereotypes that's there, and that's what we want to do. And then I think next thing, and then I think once again we talk about you, talk with you, and then you said some things like, so one part about that is hip hop has always been competitive. So that I heard that viewpoint too. People, and there's nothing wrong with being competitive either, you know, because that which brings out the best sometimes of other things. So then, you know, we talked about it for a long time, but the main in all, there's always been, we always sit back and talk about hip hop. We've always talked about hip hop, whether we talk about hip hop in white supremacy or hip hop and whatever. We've always done that. So this is a continuation of what we've always done. And tonight, like I said, we're talking about, I mean, something that really sparked the music industry for a while, because it brought up a lot of conversation, a lot of dialogue, a lot of back interest back into hip hop, right and wrong. So I thought we decided it was our job now is to take a little look at it. Now we're a month past, and look at the good, the bad, and the ugly of it.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm sorry. One more thing.
Yeah. So Amari, in a minute, I want you to break down the history of this entire beef. I want you to take us back to the beginning in just a second, but I know there's one thing that we missed that I want to make sure we go back to. So Tobias, tell us about your new single, and tell us also where can we find your music.
Yes. I'm sorry. I meant to get to that, man. Yeah. So you see the picture up there? That's me. You know what I'm saying? Side by side, face to face with Ghostface Killer from Wu-Tang Clan. Yes, I got a single with Ghostface Killer. You know what I'm saying? And another person in our group, in our label, Demond Deshawn. and then a lovely lady that could sing her butt off. Her name is Brina Kell. You know what I'm saying? She's pretty dope. She's real dope. You know what I'm saying? Demond Deshaun, he's one of them MCs. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't get on, for me, I got to get on the track first before he lay his verse. You know what I'm saying? Cause he come with it, man. You know what I'm saying? So I got to make sure my verse is tight. I get on, and then I listen to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel good about my verse, and I listen to his verse. Like, okay, I'm good. Like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But to have Ghostface on him, man, is a dream, man. You know, we got in contact with his manager and everything, and we sent them the idea of the song Bombay, the hook and everything. They was feeling it, you know what I'm saying? And he sent that verse in like the next few days, you know what I'm saying? And we took that and we just, you know what I'm saying, we made sure our verses was tight, the hook was tight, you know what I'm saying? And we put it together, you know, but it's still like a lot of other stuff, you know, to that, you know, they watch it to see how we grind the song, how we move the song around, you know what I'm saying? And we right now we're trying to work on getting out to New York to shoot a video with them, you know what I'm saying? So we're in the process of, you know, getting our ducks in order, you know what I'm saying, make sure that everybody's schedules is together so we get out there and shoot that video with them. But you can find this song on Bandcamp. We are advocates of Bandcamp. Not to belittle Spotify, Apple Music, and all them. But me personally, I think Spotify and Apple Music and all that stuff is like Facebook and Instagram, like glorified likes. You know, Bandcamp is for the artist. You know, so if you support that artist, say this so like my single is $3. You get it's a maxi single, so you get the regular dirty version, you get a clean version, you get an instrumental for the DJs, you get an acapella. So we trying to look out for the DJs, you know what I'm saying? Because the DJs is they trying to make that a lost art, you know what I'm saying? So because you don't see a lot of, you know, artists doing maxi singles anymore, you know, giving up acapellas and instrumentals for the DJs to mix and blend with other songs, you know. So we charge it $3, and Bandcamp takes their cut, but it's not like how Apple Music in them is, like you get not even a penny for a stream, you know what I'm saying? So if anybody support the $3, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna see that $3, you know what I'm saying? So that's why we're advocates of Bandcamp. So we make this exclusive to Bandcamp. You know, I'm gonna probably eventually put it on Spotify and all the streaming services probably next month. But we doing really good on Bandcamp. You know, like the numbers is really shooting up from this single. People really like going to the site and, you know, and feeling the track, man. And to me, it's been fun grinding this single. You know, I printed out flyers with the little QR code on it, folded up, putting it in people's mailboxes. You know what I'm saying? Like, people love tangible stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's so used to stream, click, but not have tangible stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like something simple, a little flyer. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I got this flyer. People use their QR code, bring it up, and it's on Bandcamp. They could donate, stream it, whatever they want to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's been fun. You know what I'm saying? It's making me feel like back in the day when people had their CDs and tapes in their trunk, you know what I'm saying, selling them. You know what I'm saying? So it makes me feel like that, you know. So I'm excited for this single, man. Like, this is a dream come true for me. I've been a Wu-Tang fan since, man, honestly, Wu-Tang put me into hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I first heard No Hooks on Shaquille O'Neal album, that's what put me into hip-hop. And it was RZA met the man and Shaq on that song. And that's what put me on the hip-hop. And that's what made me realize who was Wu-Tang. Because I'm like, man, who was these two dudes rapping on this track with Shaq? Like, these dudes cold. You know what I'm saying? That's how I got to, you know, being a big fan of Wu-Tang, you know. So, yeah, man. Bombay featuring Ghostface Killer, Demond Deshaun, Brina Kell. It's on Bandcamp. You know what I'm saying? You can just go to www.bandcamp.com. You can search Black Mavericks, and it'll pop up. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all want to support, $3, you know what I'm saying, streaming, any type of support is love, man. We thank you, appreciate anybody who support us, man.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Right on. Hey, and listen, the single it's hot. I mean, it is fire. I mean, there's two songs that I'm listening to a lot right now. There's Bombay, and then there's the Wise Up with Pete Rock and Common. Those are the two that I'm listening to right now. So
thank you. Thank you.
It's legit. Definitely check it out. We recommend to all our viewers that you give it a listen, because you will not be disappointed. It's hip hop in its purest, best form. So, shout out to Black Mavericks.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out to your partner. Shout out to Gray Skull. All of you are holding the torch, carrying the torch, and lifting up hip hop in the best possible way. So we hope that we can continue working with you and conversing with you, collaborating with you on this and other forums, man, because we enjoy our time together and we support what you're doing.
Yes, sir. Right. Thank you.
All right. Dukes.
You asked me to drop some of the basics, how it all started.
Yeah. Let's get into this now. We know everybody. We've talked a little bit about
Let me say one more thing. Yo, your background is dope, bro. Like I peeped all the records back there, man. That's fire, man.
I got a few around here. I got a few hip hop ones. I try to switch them around every week, so maybe everybody get a chance to see some different ones every so often. But
show us what you got up there. I got the camera. The camera's on you.
That's all right. It got to be a surprise. You got to be a surprise.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Do the knowledge. Come on. Tell us about where did it all start, man? These two guys are historically great MCs. Why are they into it with each other?
Well, that's a good question. But I think that through time, I think MCs have always been competitive. And so it's always been that who's the best. I think that me and you even talked about a little bit of that. Is that the right thing too, though? You know what I'm saying? Is that the right thing of how maybe MCs or minorities have always been exploited as being only room for one person? So we had that angle, and we spent a lot of time talking on should we take that angle, because that's what hip hop always presented itself. But neither here nor there. So the battling of MCs has always been there. Two, this one probably really kicked off 2013. But keep in mind, they both came around the scene early 2000, early 2010. Drake probably have a bigger, stronger success than Kendrick. But they both came in, in the beginning, everybody hunky dory, being nice to each other.
Yeah.
They go on tour together. Matter of fact, they both appear on each other's album. They were on
Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah, Good Kid. That album right there with the Poetic Justice song.
Yeah,
which I think in my opinion, I think that was one. I think that song sounds better with Drake on it, right? And also K Dot is on Drake's album. So that, a little bit of favor. This is I do you one, you do me one. Drake goes on tour, and has K Dot on tour with them. So just that little bit of camaraderie amongst each other. But keep in mind, on the side bit about that is that always been Drake's mission. Let me be cut buddy with people, and if I need them to use for whatever, they're on my side for whatever reason, right? Because you see, always been that you gotta get that aura of I need to be liked, I need people around me. So keep that in your pocket.
Okay.
But then Kendrick, it seems to me, so I'm being biased in some of these now. It seems to me a little bit of this. It seems like Kendrick got this Napoleon complex a little bit, right? So I'm saying that because you know what? It's all right to say I'm number one, and I think everybody's saying that, but he's saying that like out of nowhere for no reason. So he said it in a few. I mean, in a few lines, in a few things. So a lot of 2013, he's doing a lot of I'm the best. A lot of braggadocious. It's me.
Yeah. And a little slight jabs, like little slight jabs.
Well, no.
Drake
I can't even say that because what it is that it ain't so much to. It ain't so much in the beginning. Wasn't so much to Drake. It was to everybody. I'm here.
True. That's true.
I'm here. So like when on that. This is the Control verse where he talks about. He says,
"We talk about."
He says, "Let me go here on Control. Where's it at? I'm sorry."
Oh,
like what he talks about. He calling rappers out by name.
Yeah.
I mean, and so beforehand, it's a lot of subs. A lot of people are subbing. They say make some things, and you got to think, who we talking about. Even on the freestyle on Monster. with Kanye West, he's calling out, telling Jay-Z and everybody else, I'm here. So that was unique. That was unique for hip hop at that moment from a new cat. Keep in mind, he's a new cat.
Mm.
Even on that Control verse, it was on Big Sean's album. He said he says, I am the king of New York, king of the coast. One hand juggling them both. So like he's telling people right now, I mean, this is 03. It's only, everybody's still talking about who's the best MCs. Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas. And here, this young cat coming in and says, I'm the king of New York. So it wasn't so much he was coming at Drake. He was like coming at everybody, just saying, I'm here. But it was arrogance. This arrogance is always there. And then something like, same time during that time, and people like to be messy. So interviews, people ask Drake how he felt about whatever. And he more or less was saying, if I paraphrase it, he ain't talking about me. Because in any form, I can show you I'm better. At the same time, you feel like he's being baited. And this is a tactic that many young MCs use. Let me go against a more bigger MC to get fame. So Drake is coming off that stance. Oh, he's doing these type of things. He's trying to bait me into a battle so he can get some fame. He used a line. He said something like, even Michael Jordan doesn't play basketball against everybody, because sometimes it'd be wasting my time. I'm the best regardless, but why would I play basketball against everybody? He says this in the interview. But still, I mean, so Drake's still talking arrogant. It's like it's only so much you can say. What else, Jay? But
wait. You saying Drake didn't want to battle K Dot because he didn't want to make K Dot famous?
No, I'm saying is that people are saying like the analogy is Michael Jordan can't go 1-on-1, can't battle everybody, right? Can't do it. At some point, you gotta stay on your mountain to say I'm here.
Because Drake actually said that.
Yeah,
he compared himself to Mike.
Why waste my time against you? You know what I'm saying? Against you, because I can't do it. I can't battle everybody.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. So at that time, it's like that's Drake saying I'm number one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so then what?
Fast forward. At the same time, he's saying Kendrick's not worthy of me even responding. Right?
Okay.
And then Drake comes out with the language. He came up with it's small little Drake has never been a big puncher, right? Sometimes he's a great rapper, but never big punches. But like on the album, Nothing Was the Same, the song called The Language, he had a little line that says, just a braggadocious line. He says, F any ninjas that's talking that shit just to get a reaction. And it wasn't a great line, but he says something addressed to Kendrick.
Yeah.
Right. Boom. But that's early. That's late September, maybe September of 2023.
Yeah.
But then more or less all hell breaks loose. Right. All hell breaks loose because this year this goes to the BET Hip Hop Awards 2023. They both up for some awards. This is a year where Drake beat K Dot for best video. This is the year also K Dot beats Drake for best lyricist. But that wasn't what the battle was about. It was a cipher, which was a great cipher. If anybody remember when the Hip Hop Awards, they would have these ciphers with MCs in it.
Yes.
And Drake, Kendrick says he just says his line. He says,
"Nothing was the same.
Nothing's been the same since Control dropped." And tucked a sensitive rapper back in his pajamas clothes. I'm not a rapper, so I can't say it. But that's the one where he says ha 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 and do whatever. I mean, it's catchy, right? It's catchy. So even in all that, not saying that it was a best rhyme, but Kendrick does so many other things that brings other elements of hip hop into it that gains people attention. And so he does that ha ha ha. That was it was dope. So then he comes at everybody once again by name, which is bold, right? Which is bold. But then that little line right there goes right back at Drake. Listen, okay, you're a sensitive rapper. I got you. And so then once again, K Dot is coming right back at him. Now keep in mind, a lot of things are being thrown at each other. A lot of these shots are coming from K Dot. from Kendrick, which tells me, if I take a step back, what's going on with K that he has so much beef or so much against Drake at this moment, right? But we could talk about that later. But then at the same time, so this is a 23 September, October 23. Drake mocks the idea of being buddy, and he say something like, "I just saw my man. I just saw my man a few weeks ago, before, after the show, whatever," and he didn't say nothing. If there was an issue, it was an issue, right? And he said something like, he says, if there's a problem, let there be a problem. There's no in between. So he says this at the end of 2023, and then from there, between the end of 23 to let's say to now, they've been small little disses. But K Dot has been throwing jabs for 8 years without like Drake really responding back. Like on King Kuta, I can't dig rappers. I can dig rapping, but a rapper with a ghostwriter, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
He said something like on All the Stars, where on that Black Panther soundtrack, where he says, because what happened was, like, it's a shot. I mean, I think Drake threw a little shot at him, like, congratulations on your #1, congratulations or whatever. If somebody's trying to do that, when Drake was doing that, he was trying to sun him. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to, like, congratulations, little dude. Finally, you got something. On that track, he says, "Fuck you and your expectations. Fuck you and your congratulations." You know what I'm saying? And it's just that, okay, if you're not really into rap, he's like, oh, it doesn't mean anything, but it's just like him responding to that. The thing I think lastly though is on Mr. Morale, which I think is probably one of the best albums I've heard in probably in my life. It's been my top 15. He says, when Kanye got back with Drake, I was slightly confused. I guess I'm not as mature enough as I think. Got some healing to do. So, and that's because keep in mind, Drake is battling Kanye, going back and forth. The whole thing with Pusha T. So Drake got a history of rapping against people, but then out of nowhere, they trying to heal up. And for him, a true competitor, he's trying to figure out how this happened. But that's so all those lines like that, that's happened. But then, out of nowhere, we get. Then out of nowhere, we get. Let's see, where do we get? We get that first person shoot. Now, keep in mind, there's some things going in between there, but there was small little jabs here and there. But this year, we get the first person shooter, which is two people coming together. That is like two of the best MCs I think of this current generation. That was Drake and J. Cole. Now, from my understanding, it was saying that they wanted Drake wanted K Dot to be on it too, right? The song, but he didn't. But he rescinded that. He didn't want to be on it because in his mind, Drake corny, right? So that didn't happen. And so the thing is, the first person shooter that comes out. Who says what on there? You get what's the line that come out of that's
something about
the big three.
Yeah, the big three.
So so more that's just Cole just saying, with the big three, blah blah blah. I mean, they just throwing around jabs, just talking.
Yeah.
A month later, probably less than a month later, you get Kendrick Lamar on Futures and Metro Boomin, like that. Now, keep in mind, this is more or less where I think we got to figure out how you bait in whatever. Even though Kendrick Lamar is known that he doesn't like him, Metro Boomin in the future got an issue with Drake as it is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's keep that. So I think that Drake just joins in on their beef, right? Just joins in on their beef. But then it's just the line to come out. I think sometimes we think about how tracks are made and are better or long lasting, whatever. He has a track. He has a phrase in there that's still being said today, right? What is it? It's not the big three. What is it? It's just
nigga, fuck the big three.
Right.
It's just big me.
So just in all that. So people like, okay, You taking around bits and pieces of a song. That song is it, right? That little line right there is all you need to hear. So then that's eliminating the other two cats. They trying to be on some friendly stuff. It seems like he automatically back in this comp. Like no, it's me. So then the fight. So then that's very much where a lot of people like to start the fight at, right? That right here. And then you had J. Cole first dropping this first track, right? And he rescinded it too. He rescinded it.
He pulled that, but he rescinded it real fast.
But at the same time, is that understandable? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that J. Cole couldn't nowhere be in this competition, but this is some personal between them two. Obviously, this is between them two. And April of 2024. I don't know how long this all started, but man, it was a great couple of days back to back. No pun intended. No pun intended again. So once again, like I said, First Person Shooter was released on Drake album with Drake and J. Cole. Kendrick came back with Like That on Future song. Then Drake released the is it Push Ups came next?
I think
was first. Yeah.
So Push Ups came Push Ups.
But back to back, no response from Kendrick yet.
Right. So yeah, and how'd y'all like that song Push Ups first?
For me, when I first heard it, so here's the thing. I think it's like some conspiracy things with Drake, man, because all that AI stuff started coming out when Push Ups came out, right? Everybody was thinking that it was somebody doing AI with Drake's verse, and Drake never really, you know what I'm saying? He for a while he wasn't really claiming the song. You know what I'm saying? To me, I'm thinking that he was trying to feel what the world was thinking about the song, and if people was feeling the song, then he popped out like, oh yeah, that was me. Then he put it on Apple Music and the streaming and all that stuff. But at first, I didn't really like it because it was like an unmixed version, and the beat didn't really sound good. Like the beat to me didn't sound like no battle song. It sounded like a club. No, it sounded like a stripper song. You know what I'm saying? And then who's a Who Kid? I think Who Kid. Whoever mixed it, like mastered it and all that stuff, the beat sounded a little better. But I still didn't really. It was light. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really hitting. You know what I'm saying? Like when Drake rap, man, he a melody rapper. He ain't no punch you in the face rapper. You know what I'm saying? If you in the battle, you gotta be punching in the face, man. You can't come in no bag to bag and I'm the boy. No, you gotta come with it. You know what I'm saying? So to me, Push Ups was cool. It was cool. You know what I'm saying?
So
it was cute. It was cute.
Yeah, so it was cute. Like some of the songs, like his lines were like, we need a verse from the Swifties. That was corny. Like top. Like, I mean, some of the things of splitting the contract and stuff like that. That was like, well, I mean, for me, it's like who you pocket watching. It wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't that great, but it was a great response because it got everything started. What about you, Ike? Anything you like about that first song?
No, we can move ahead. We can move ahead. Because I see where this is going now, so I'm just gonna wait until we get to the next part of this particular conversation.
I like so let's give my then I like Taylor Made. Now I'm gonna force you on this one. Did you like Taylor Made at all?
Me?
I'm talking about Isaac.
What was that?
Did you like Taylor Made?
Did what?
Taylor Made.
I mean, I listened to it one time. I listened to it one time.
Oh. He said one time.
I think that. Yeah. I think it was better than people gave credit for. I think that bad move using Snoop and Tupac. Just because it was corny, right? But I think the song was all right. It was a decent comeback. I think if you combine those two songs together as in one, I think it was a great comeback to keep in mind, great comeback to Kendrick Lamar's couple bars off that track from Futures.
I think
I
though
will
that
say
when
this.
he did that,
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm
just
sorry.
real quick, when he did that with Tupac in particular, that contributes that he's a culture of because how could you do something like that? Why would you want to do something like that? I mean, only in a person's mind who views himself as like a would you think that it's okay figure in hip hop? Like that's not cool. It's not like, ooh, look what he did. It isn't any of those things, you know. But to him, it was. So to me, he hurt himself without Kendrick saying even a word by doing that.
I don't think it was that serious for me. I think that keep in mind because Kendrick stands on like you said in Machiavelli. I'm Machiavelli offspring, right? He toes as if he's Machiavelli himself. So Machiavelli is Tupac. So in some part about that, he's challenging that. Listen, no, I'm more Tupac than you are. In some parts of that, I think he's just egging them on, right? And at this time, I don't think that.
Yeah, I don't think that worked.
At this time, though, I don't think that people was looking at him as a colonizer just yet, right? I don't think because
right. I agree with that. Right. I agree.
So you take a step back. He's just a rapper made a bad choice that was so corny that didn't need to be made. I think he could have just.
Well, Tobias, you were going to say something, weren't you?
Yeah. So here's I was like in between with that. So when I first heard it, I was like, oh, okay, this was a little clever. You know what I'm saying? So I get what he was trying to do. Like he was trying to. He was egging Kendrick on, like, all right, man, it's been a week, it's been 2 weeks. Like, where you at? You know what I'm saying? We need K-Dot, we need this. And I thought at first it was clever. You know what I'm saying? But when I really started, you know, to because I was giving him a little props with that track. Because I was like, nobody else has done something like this before, you know what I'm saying? So I gave him a little props with it. But then when I sat down on it, you know what I'm saying, and really thought about it, you know, I started getting in that mind frame of, you know, why would you do that? Why would you use Tupac voice? You know what I'm saying? Like, not even I wasn't even tripping about Snoop, you know what I'm saying? Because Snoop is, to me, he's outside of hip hop now. He's just like he's just commercial rap, you know what I'm saying? So with him, you know, I won't really trip, but Pop, just like Isaac said, he's very revered, you know what I'm saying, to millions of people, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you do that? And then you're gonna rap in this like in your style, but you just using his voice. Like, that wasn't a good look, you know what I'm saying? And then far as like people not seeing him as a culture voice, like for me, I've always looked at Drake like an interloper to me. For me personally, Drake just goes wherever the hot trend is at. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, he has no home base. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's like that. Even though he's rich, he's the walking economy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody look for him for a feature to get on in the rap game. Deep down inside, Drake wants that acknowledgement from real MCs. You know what I'm saying? Like he wants that. So when he gets challenged or people talk about like he ain't no MC and stuff, he getting his feelings, man. You know what I'm saying? He thin skinned about that. So to me, I've always looked at Drake as an interloper. Like he's an actor. He's an actor. You know what I'm saying? He's not no MC. You know what I'm saying? He's a pop star actor. You give him a look and a sound and some words. And yes, he could rap. Like, I'm not saying Drake can't rap. Drake could rap, you know what I'm saying? But he's not an MC to me. He's okay, Drake, I need you to sound like you from Jamaica. Work. Okay. All right, Drake, now I need you to sound like you in the house party, you know, like you in the house music, you know what I'm saying? Make some house music. All right, Drake. Let's see if you could. I need you to make some club music for me. You know what I'm saying? Stripper music. Like, that's who he is to me. You know what I'm saying? So
what does it say that he dropped back to back? Did that matter too? He might. So at the same time as Kendrick really never dropped a song yet. He's on a single of somebody else's. Kendrick has not responded back, but here it is. Drake dropped 2. Now some of these songs are. Do they have any? Do they have any cachet? Do they have any bounce to any bop to them? Some people say, yeah. I mean, I could listen to him more than once. I could listen to him in the club, whatever. So he has that sound that can be heard on the radio, right? So pretty much at this point, Kendrick just had that one song, which is a fire song. Period. That song with Future is a hot song. But Kendrick did. I mean, but Drake did drop 2 songs back to back, right? So even though he dropped this one with the AI in it, I mean, and the problem also I think with this song gets also he's not focused on one person, right? He's talking about so many other people too. So
that's the problem. Yeah.
So now he's not centered focused on one person. But they had some to him. I mean, there could be some movement, right? It could be some movement, but not no big punches, not no big haymakers. And I don't know if that's what he was. I think people still were like sure playing with K Dot, playing with him. But I think I would say that another assessment on this AI thing, it didn't help with the narrative that he doesn't write his own rhymes.
Right.
You got other people already saying you don't write your own rhymes. Now you got 2 other people rapping. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, okay. Did they write your rhymes? I mean, it just leaves up. It's a bad choice. Bad choice.
So let's get to the next. Let's get to the next piece, which is here, because this is really where everything kind of happens, right?
Okay. So next thing you know, a few days later, Kendrick does drop, which is a wonderful song, Euphoria. And y'all got any thoughts on that? Was that out of a rap? I mean, what's your thoughts on that? Give me your thoughts on that. Sorry, hold on.
On Euphoria?
Yeah.
All right. So okay. So just real quick, on my thoughts on Drake dropping back to back. You know what I'm saying? I think it was good. It was good for him to do that. You know what I'm saying? He needed something else to beef up the push-up track. His Drake's biggest fault to me was he was not focused on Kendrick. He kept trying to belittle Kendrick like he was Rick Ross or something. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick is a top 3 MC. You know what I'm saying? In today's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And had he focused on just him, I think he would have came out a little harder. But all right, but fast forward to Euphoria. So when Euphoria dropped, now I remember I was at work, and I was happy. I wasn't happy, but I was going on my lunch break. Literally on my lunch break, it was 12. I could tell you it was 12:15 when that track dropped, and I'm like, oh, K-Dot came out. So I'm listening to it, and I remember one of my coworkers, we had this thing called Lunch Bunch, where they take students and they sit down, have lunch with them, and talk to them like what's going on with their day or whatever. And she had it in my room, and I I pulled up the YouTube, I pulled up the song, and I'm listening to my headphones, and they sitting there eating lunch in my room, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, and I'm trying to hold it in curse. So I'm like, oh shit, like this dude going in, and all the kids looking at me like, what Mr. Glover talking about? What are you listening to? What are you listening to? And so I had to take my computer. I had to leave out my room. I went in my car and I started listening to it. I'm like, this shit is fire. Like because it was just so dope. Like how he put you in one mindset. So he came in with the Harold Melvin. Was the Harold Melvin? Yeah, Harold Melvin sample. And he just rapping, you know what I'm saying? He was saying, like, a lot of people bypass that beginning. Like, he was saying some cold stuff in that beginning, man. And then he come in and just punch you with the hard beat. Man, that dude, he switched the beat like 3 times, you know what I'm saying, in one track. And it was just, K-Dot is like an onion, man. He got so many layers that you can just peel back on his songs. And everybody was rewinding that song, playing that song, and finding new things every time they listen. Every time I listened to that song, I found something new. I wasn't doing that with push-ups. Push-ups, I listened to it. I'm like, all right, that was cool. I wasn't finding nothing like, oh, did you hear that part? You know what I'm saying? But in Euphoria, dude, it was just like he said, the song is 6 minutes, 6 God. You know what I'm saying? Euphoria. Drake produced Euphoria. That's why he using the word Euphoria.
The double entendres and all that stuff in there, it was just crazy.
It was crazy.
But I think that what that did was it did take you back into an era that was long forgotten, where you had to sit back and push rewind and say what did he say? You kind of missed that as in the sport, right? Just like okay, trying to get that. You kind of missed that, but Euphoria. There's two things about that. I think that I realized on this song right here is when I realized this man does not like this man.
Yeah.
Similar like doesn't like him.
Yeah.
But then other part that by the was I say is a bigger conversation whereas where it wasn't, maybe he's not talking just to him, he's talking to people like him. Like had nothing to do with Drake per se, but like people just in the situation where how you handle yourself as a man, those type of things. He's talking to people like that, and we probably all know people like that similarly. That okay, you know what? I don't like how you walk. I don't like how you. I mean, I don't like that aspect of you as an individual. And like so in that mind, I say, you know what? Maybe Drake is just part of the. You know, he catching bullets. But maybe as a man mature, he realized I don't like men like this, and so that's what I'm saying. Okay, dang, he don't like his personality. And then he says it. I don't like him. He uses it in such a great way. Yeah. Like he calls him.
Basically.
He says like you're a pathetic master manipulator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh Interloper.
Yeah. He talks about his about how he handles and interacts with his family. He talks about how he used Tupac's voice. I mean, he does. The thing is about the way Kendrick did this, I wouldn't be surprised if he wrote all 3 of his songs together, or all 4 of them. All 4 of them together. I wouldn't be surprised if have you heard something like that, Tobias?
He did. That Euphoria was supposed to be 20 minutes long. He cut them off. It was he recorded 20. It was I forgot who it was on Twitter. It was like somebody in his PG Lang group. I forgot who it was, but they tweeted. They said Euphoria was supposed to be 20 minutes long.
But the problem is we know people like this. Where he says you're not a rap artist. You're a scam artist with the hope of being accepted. Like we all know people. I mean, it could be. I can just visualize people like he putting on this big front just to be cool with people, and you sit back and say you just hate what they put. I mean, you just hate the person's. I mean, don't hate them enough to the point where it's addressed. But you could just sit back and say, man, they do phony, and there's something about this person I don't like. Right? We all people in high school, and I think that's what it is. And then he's talking about that. I mean, keep in mind, at the same time, there's bad quotes in here too. Where he says, Tommy Hilfiger stood out, but FUBU never been in your collection. I got the line. I got the reference. I think it was that was a bad line though. It was forced in there. It was forced.
Well, okay, but here's the thing. He's taking apart Drake in every possible way. I mean, he's going at his ethnic background, but he's also going at the fact that there's always been this conversation about Drake that he wants to be seen as a tough guy, so he keeps certain people around him, and Kendrick addresses that in this particular track and in others. He talks about people in his camp and why do you have this person around, and they have this case and that case and pedophile, this, that, and the third, right? Like, so he talks about Drake not only from his ethnic background, but also the fact that he's trying to be this tough guy that in fact he is not. And that's why Kendrick so badly eviscerated Drake.
He said, I hate when rappers talk about guns, then someday somebody dies and they turn to nuns. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's what I mean, man. That's what I mean. And I mean, every one of his tracks you can take apart, and there are so many different meanings, like you guys have already said, but each one of his songs are so intricate. And that's why when you said that before, Tobias, that he probably wrote all these together and like the first one was supposed to be 20 minutes. he was thinking about all of this together and weaving things to connect back. And I mean, it's just, there's going to be a thesis. Someone's going to write a thesis about Kendrick's deconstruction of Drake in particular.
Oh yeah, I definitely believe that. Yeah, because a lot of people keep saying when Kendrick be making his bars, like people, the fans go too deep on what he's saying, and it's not that deep. But it's like that's the way Kendrick is. Like if you listen to Kendrick albums, Kendrick is a big Easter egg artist. He loves throwing little things in his songs to make you go look it up, go research it, and he purposely does stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So like the one line where he said, "I make music that electrify him, you make music that pacify him." I could double down on that line, but spare you this time. That's random acts of kindness. You know what I'm saying? Like he was already hitting Drake with the pedophile stuff, with the euphoria stuff, you know what I'm saying? Pacify him. I make music electrifying, you make music that pacify him. You know what I'm saying? Like it's stuff like that that makes Kendrick special, man. Like, dude, like it was just so much stuff in that song. Like I was just picking out, like, dude, this dude is a mastermind.
Is there any line? Is there any line in that song that you guys just like the most?
Man, it's too many of them. The one that had me laughing a lot was the YMW Melly one.
Oh.
Cause I didn't know who that dude was. You know what I'm saying? I had to look it up, like, who was YMW Melly? And then when I actually saw what he did, like that line made a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause he tricked on his friends, and he was like, I pray that y'all my real friends. If not, I'm YMW Melly. Like that was funny as ever. That was cold. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause he makes you do that. Like I don't know who a lot of these new rappers are. You know what I'm saying? But
mine is we hate the bitches you fuck because they confuse themselves with real women. And notice I say we. It's not just me.
I'm what the culture feels. Yeah.
Right. So some parts about that is like sometimes you know how people talking trash and then it make it seem as if everybody is talking against you. So now it says so at the same time he's feeding into his paranoia. It ain't just everybody. It could just been him, right? It could just be him, but now as a tactic, he's making it feel like no, it's not just me, it's everybody. So now he got a question. He's making the question like, who's on your side? I mean, yeah.
And then the other dope thing, man, dude, there's so many lines on that, man. The Pusha P, you know what I'm saying? Talk about Pusha P. Let me see you push a T. You better off spending off him before you coming at me. You know what I'm saying? Like that was cold. The Crody.
Yeah.
Speaking of family, Crody, like I didn't know what Crody was. I'm like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking it was like some I don't know, but I looked up what Crody was. You know what I'm saying? And Crody's the name of Drake Cat. You know what I'm saying? And then he brought up the Chinese food restaurant in Toronto. You know what I'm saying? And he made that restaurant famous.
Yeah.
A dude from LA made something in Drake's hometown famous.
King, something like that. Yeah.
Like the dude was thanking Kendrick Lamar for shouting him out in this song, and the restaurant got famous. So it's like that's another big thing. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't even been to Toronto over there, and he made somebody in your hometown famous that you could have been doing. You know what I'm saying? Like that dude. It was just so much in that song, man. Like I'll probably listen to that when he first dropped that song. I'll probably listen to that song about 10 times a day. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But I got a question. Do you think it was too much for today's consumer of hip hop?
Well, I think that's a really good question. I think that's a really good question. Now I guess we could jump ahead to that. I mean, that was one of the things we're going to cover later. So I think you raised it at a good point. And do I think it was too much? I'll put it this way. In my opinion, there's no doubt that Kendrick Lamar defeated Drake. I think it's quite possible that he might have ruined Drake's career. And And I don't think that anyone will ever look at Kendrick the same. And I don't necessarily mean that like in a good way. I mean it in a good way, but I also mean it like you're the one that did that to Drake. You know, it's like when you see a friend do something that is so uncharacteristic or out of character for the kind of person you think they are, and then you see them go in on someone or say something really harsh or foul, and then it's like, man, I didn't know you were like that. I think that there's a little bit of that with Kendrick because of how far he went with Drake. He didn't just beat Drake. He just didn't win the rap battle. I give it a 50-50 that Drake doesn't ever come back from this. And not that he needs to. I mean, he's wealthy. He signed a massive contract for hundreds of millions of dollars. And I mean, that by itself, his relationship with Lucian Grange, I mean, that's a whole different thing that we could get into. So I don't think that Drake necessarily needs to come back. I don't know that he can come back from this. And I think that's why his last track is basically like a white cover. And the song itself is it's a very meek response. So even though he's had the last word, I mean, even the album cover suggests that he's waving the white flag. So in that respect, yeah, Kendrick is he's without a doubt. I think he's the greatest lyricist of our time. He's definitely cemented that now. But man, like if I ever saw Kendrick on the street, I might have to be like, whoa, like, is it okay for me to go say something to him, or should I stay away? Like,
see, I was saying that though, not as in he went too far, it was too much, or too much for as in the content. I think because once again, it wasn't the content for me that I was speaking on. I'm saying like, you know, some people were saying this. Well, the two tracks that Drake went out, it was a more of a had a more of a single to it, like more of a bop to it, right? And this didn't have it. Euphoria didn't have that, and so at this time, the people were saying, "Well, you know, he just he rapping," and I'm saying, was it too much for now for this age group? Now they're not used to rapping. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're not used to that. Keep in mind, and so I kept saying that. I kept hearing that. I'm saying that's also such a disrespect to Drake because Drake, at the same time, it's not like he cannot do the same thing. He may not he cannot do it the way that Kendrick just showed us. But he can rap. I mean, like to say the top three, he up there for a reason, right? He's not doing, you know, the bubblegum raps. He can do it. So then I was like, that's what a disrespect to.
He's a good singer. He's a good singer.
How disrespectful to
his music after the trends of the day. That's why he's popular.
Yeah. So he knows how to do that, but Drake can rhyme, right? But then he said, "Oh, it was too complex."
No, okay, so no, Drake is no, Drake's not in the top. He's not even in the top 10 MCs like rapping today.
No, keep in mind.
He's
not
in that argument.
I battled that.
Relevant because he sells.
I battled that. I see. This is why I battled that. They called it the big three for a reason. So we got to stand on this premise that this is the big three. Cole.
There is no big three.
No, right. So right now. Right now, this is where K-Dot was saying it's just me, so I got that. But keep in mind, for a long time, they were saying this for a long time. It was the big three was who? It wasn't Wale in that conversation. You know what I'm saying? It was Kendrick.
Wale? Did you say Wale?
I said Wale. Right, I said Wale. So it was Kendrick. It was J. Cole and Drake. Now you can place them in any order you want to, but for some people, those are the three, as in putting all the elements of hip hop together. So maybe Drake was not the best lyricist, but he knew how to make a song better than those other two, right? So I'm not saying that he has to be, but he's there. You at least gotta say he's somewhere up there, right? But he's there also because he can. You listen to some of his earlier work. His early work shows the ability to throw metaphors together, so throw some complicated schemes when they're together. He did that. He definitely did a great job with that, right? But then I think that later on he found out how to write songs to get more appeal. But I mean, so you look at his earlier stuff. Oh, dang sure he was MC. I mean, he is an MC that turns into a rapper. Can we say that he's an MC? You look at his earlier stuff.
What do you think, Tobias?
I don't know, man, because he got discredited for me, man. When we found out that he got ghostwriters, man, I can't call him MC, man. I agree with you on the top three. Okay, on today's hip hop and the relevancy, it was K. Dot, Drake, and Cole. You know what I'm saying? That had hip hop on their back. You know what I'm saying? Far as commercial, you know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
Selling, right? Moving units, streams, right?
Streams,
like
and all that.
Right?
Right. Far as that, you know what I'm saying? But when he got discredited, man, like to me, hip hop is I love hip hop so much, man. It's so personal to me, man. And hip hop was based off telling your truths, you know what I'm saying? And you writing your own stuff. And when you get discredited, you know what I'm saying? That's it, man. Like my favorite MC, if they get discredited, you know what I'm saying? Ghostface gets to, if I found out people ghost writing for him, you know what I'm saying? Or Method Man and RZA and all them, you know what I'm saying? I can't claim them as the best MCs, you know what I'm saying?
I agree. And they say it like that, like if I thought that KRS-One or Rakim didn't write something, I would sit back like, dang, can I listen? Not that I couldn't listen to it, but it was like, it would hurt my feelings. Not saying anybody else couldn't have done it, but when you think of somebody up there at the top, you do think of the top. Like you gotta, you think he better wrote Bridges Over, right? He better that's better been the song. So I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
I'll say it this way. I'll say it this way I'm gonna try not to. It may sound like a jab, especially to you, Amari, since this is an ongoing conversation with us, but I'm going to try to be as respectful of Drake as I can be. Drake makes songs that everybody wants to listen to. Drake he's arguably one of the best in the world, if not the best in the world at doing that. I'll give him that. I mean, there's Taylor Swift, Drake, and maybe a handful of other artists who are like that. I'm not gonna turn my nose up at pop music, right? Like making pop music is difficult. Creating sounds, singing about or rapping about things that can attract a broad audience is a difficult thing to do. And it requires you to go outside of yourself, right? It requires you to go outside yourself, and he's great at doing that. But some of those same things discredit him as an MC, because being an MC, a truly great MC, is about being fully yourself and expressing yourself as an MC, right? And so that's why I think those MCs who both display a deep, complex level of skill and can be wholly and truly themselves, right? Like when I listen to Royce the 5'9", I know it's Royce the 5'9". Like every one of his albums, his style, I know it's Royce the 5'9". You can play Royce the 5'9" from down the street, I'm gonna know it's Royce the 5'9", right? Yeah, like Black Thought, he's the same way, right? And so these guys are older, but they're still making music today.
I feel you. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, like J. Cole, and so to me, I think Kendrick is the same way. Common is the same way. I think Common maybe lost himself for a little while, but he's found himself. Nas has a distinct established sound, right? Like, so to me, I think putting him in the conversation around great MCs does Drake a disservice. I think his own yearning to want to be respected in that circle of music is in fact his downfall, because it leads him to pretend to be things and people that he is not. And now he does that.
He doesn't have to. I mean,
right? Like
take the role as being the greatest rapper pop singer there is. Because there's nobody who's done.
There's nothing wrong with that. Like there's nothing wrong with that.
Nobody's done what he's
done
at
all.
And so my thing is, though, if you look at Drake, let's say Drake as a group, maybe there is a collaborative effort of many people writing songs, and take out who the person is. And I'm just looking at the lyrics, the ability to flow, and those. I'm just looking at those type of things, right? Those things are on point, right? You look at his rhymes, the rhyme. Look at not his rhymes. look at the rhyme skills, things he's saying. Oh, they're there. You cannot take out his flow, that flow. I'm not gonna say his for y'all. That flow. If say somebody says if that was somebody's, it's great. It's great rhyming. It's great rhyming. So that's what I'm saying. From that standpoint, the ability to make those rhyme patterns, a lot of people that don't possess that. And so whoever's around him together, whoever's around him doing that, they're great writers. I can sit back and say whoever's around him, he has great writers around him. It's not like he got Puffy writing for something, right? These not Puffy rhymes. So whoever's writing stuff is writing some great stuff. So think of like Kanye West and having what's it do Rhyme Fest writing some of his rhymes, right? You think that dude can rap?
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? So it's not taking anything away from Kanye, but now it's like realizing, okay, what makes Kanye who he is, he has a great team of people around him making great rap. Drake has good people around him making great rap. It's also pop rap. So I think that's the difference between Drake. Sometimes this level of rhyme skills has never been able to cross over.
And then I feel what you're saying with too. Like, man, you hear some other points about Kanye, and then I used about Royce the 5'9" because Royce was one of my favorites too until the Lupe battle. But I ain't gonna go there. I ain't gonna go there yet. But
and Lupe is another one. I put Lupe above Drake. If we're talking about pure lyricism,
but see once again, pure lyricism.
Let Tobias go.
There you go.
I forgot I was about to say, but
you were talking about Royce.
My other problem about Drake is, and I don't want to sound like I just don't like Drake as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna sit up here and lie and say that I don't listen to some of his music. You know what I'm saying? I listen to some of Drake music, but my other thing is like you got this big platform, man, and to me he's made no musical impact. You know what I'm saying? As far as like topics,
right. Nothing. He doesn't have a greatest album yet.
Yeah, like all his topics the same to me.
Yeah, same. And
somebody hurt him in high school, and he want to help this girl not be a stripper, and he loved this girl in high school. Like it's all the same stuff to me until he link up with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And do something like I don't know. For example, done for me with Eminem and all them other. You know what I'm saying? Like
he did the same thing with his last album. Because keep in mind, this last album that came out, he came out with this album came out twice. But then this is where people were saying, "But dude, you 30, you still rapping the same for 10 years."
Yeah,
can't keep on. So this also came off the back of K-Dot coming out with that more personal therapeutic album. Right, more talking about what's going on personally in his life, in the growth, or even just having bad times in his life. And this dude come out talking about the same stuff.
Yeah,
and so it's like, so that's where they were saying, dude. I mean, we get you. Okay, you got some songs in here, but you still making music for 12-year-olds.
Exactly.
And you got 12 no more, and that's fine. And that's fine, but it's like, dude, we're growing up, we're maturing, and sometimes we want our MCs to grow up and mature with us. And it's like, that dude, you're not there yet.
Exactly.
And so that's the main drawback, and that's when people are like, well, he just want to be liked. He's just doing this for. I mean, like little lack of self-esteem. Why is like you see somebody old dude. He's like old dude in the club now.
Yeah,
Go somewhere else where you be more accepted for who you are. And you're trying to link up with these other dudes that's 22, whatever, and let them have their shine. Why you gotta be? So it's like his whole style is like it's a corny dude, right? It's just a corny dude, and
like you said, he could rap. He got people around him that could write him. You know what I'm saying? The songs that could write him his truth. You know what I'm saying? He got people that could do that, and he could do it. You know what I'm saying? But and I get it. Like, dude, like make your money, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not against anybody making their money. You know what I'm saying? But I just wish that we could get. I just wish that we could get that deep personal Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like come out with your 444. Come out with your life is. come out with your life is good. You know what I'm saying? Make one of those, but make one. Just make one of those. You know what I'm saying? Everything got to be for the club. You know what I'm saying? Like everything. You know what I'm saying? Like give me a 444. Give me a life is good. Give me one, Drake. Give me one. You know what I'm saying? Like
or like
on,
life is
dude.
bad, or these are trials and tribulations, or how I came out of. I think that's how he comes back. I mean, I know I say what he's done with, but I think until he shows that level of just being open like that, I think he's gonna be, everybody's gonna be like, because right now I think everybody's jumping on him because it's a good thing to do, it's easy to do, but I do think that in order for him to come back, he does got to get that. Let him be open, he needs that therapist album. He needs that therapist album.
Yeah.
But I know we got to breeze through some of these a little bit more faster. So we left off on this is okay.
It's okay. I mean, it's getting late now, man. I mean, we pretty much burned our time, I think.
Let's go. So let's go. Let's go. So next was 616, right? 616, which it was all right. Then what came after that? All right,
Family Matters.
Family Matters, which I think was
that was
a good song.
That was a dope song, but it got overshadowed by
it didn't get a chance to grow. Once again, still no focus. You know what I'm saying? Still talking about too many, still not focused enough. And then Family Matters, I think is a great song, but you talking about minutes later. You know what I'm saying? I think the analogy somebody used is like you winning the you running and beating the world record for the 100 meter run, and then somebody coming right after you. And so that's like, he did it, but then it is what it is. So right after that came Meet the Grams, which is by far probably is like,
dude.
I just once again I just said, like Isaac said, I think they meet the this work is going to be dissected and looked at as like this, like how you like hurt somebody's feelings. This is crazy. I think Meet the Grams probably one of the best diss tracks ever.
Oh wow. It definitely fits the narrative of people calling him the boogeyman because it had that boogeyman feel to it. It just sounded evil, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Hey, do you got something that Meet the Grams that you like the best, Isaac?
No, I mean, I don't have anything in particular on that song. I mean, the last couple just they kind of run together for me, So I think the whole approach, his whole approach, I think was skillful and strategic. I think Kendrick understood some of the underlying dynamics, some of the relationship between Drake and Lucian Grange. Lucian Grange had been named in a lawsuit. He was recently dropped from that lawsuit, but at the time that Kendrick recorded, Lucian Grange was named in one of the Diddy lawsuits.
Oh wow!
And so when Kendrick dropped, when he dropped Not Like Us on May 4th with that album cover, like those dots on Drake's house, those are like the sex offender dots.
Yeah, crazy, ain't it? Bam.
Yeah. So and also, like 2 weeks after that song dropped, Not Like Us, Lucian Grange was due to have a board vote on whether he ought to receive his $100 million bonus as the CEO of Universal Music Group. And so I think the angles that Kendrick was taking and the things he was beginning to say in Not Like Us especially, I think those are some of the things that might have led to, even though Kendrick and Drake are both on Universal Music Group, and like there were over 300 million streams of these songs collectively, which definitely profited UMG. I think it was the tenor of what Kendrick was saying that might have even prompted Lucian Grange to say, like, Drake, chill out, man. Like, that's it. You're my guy. I gave you this historically big contract because I love you and because, like, I value your artistry. But it's time to chill. And so then that's why I think Drake dropped the Heart Part 6 in the way that he did. All he's doing in that song is denying all of the accusations, and then he's trying to flip it back on Kendrick with no basis whatsoever. Like, oh no, I didn't do these things, but maybe you did. It's just like the Darvo syndrome, like deny, try to flip it, make yourself into the victim, turn it around on them. So it's a completely childish psychological tactic that Drake is employing in that last song.
Of it. It's so bad. It was like,
yeah, and I think it was also purposeful. Like, all right, this is it. I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. He didn't say you won, but he did just little enough to basically, and the song was, I mean, bashed. Like critics and everything panned the song itself too. So I think it sent the message that, okay, everyone's money is being messed with now, and Drake's also into it with The Weeknd, and they've been shooting at each other and stuff. So like, there's a lot of other things Drake. So I don't think that he can literally or figuratively afford to keep this going, and that's why I think that he dropped such a weak comeback.
And that's crazy. Like everybody's saying this is weak as one, because that's the Drake I wanted to hear. Like,
right.
I got tired of hearing club Drake. I wanted to hear introspective Drake. But what he was saying on it, he was slapping himself in the face, man. Like, how could I be a pedophile? I'm too rich. Like, that sounds stupid.
Exactly.
Harvey Weinstein is rich. You know what I'm saying? Epstein was rich. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's not a good comeback. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but see, as from an MC standpoint, as just looking at it as in writing, the flow, it was there. Yeah. That's why, like, the flow was there. It's a great song, as in concepts, the ability to rhyme, the metaphors, they were there, right? But it's like, but you also waving the white flag.
Yeah.
You also taking a like a, you know, what they say, you know, you threw stones and trying to hide your hands. Very sophomoric. But like I said, it was a Drake that I wanted, but at the same time you gave up. And that's what I didn't like. And I guess the last
took his songs down off his social media too.
But it goes into what Isaac was saying though. Like, but Kendrick said in one of those songs, like, I'm about to expose everything.
Yeah.
So like he was warning. He was warning. These are warnings. Sometimes some people can just be so arrogant, like Kendrick is. And I'm gonna say it all. and let the chips fall where they may, right?
He might still. That's the thing. He might still. I mean, he might.
There was no drop off in anger or motivation in any of those songs that he was ready to stop. Listen to that was like a gimme. It's still that's still hot right now, but even that was a gimme. There's still no drop off of saying I ain't got nothing else to say. And that's the scary part of dealing with somebody. So like, you know what? He locked and loaded and got a lot more.
He said it. He said the rabbit holes go deeper. I could go even further.
So that goes to what you were saying. That goes to what you're saying. Like at some point, the MC never. You know what? You don't really have to. You really had to strangle me in order for me to give up. And he didn't. No, I think Drake can still rhyme, but I think there's other things in him that made him stop, and that's the problem. That's the issue. No. Until you really get knocked out, you keep going.
Right.
And he gave up without even. I think Kendrick was just getting started. He was just getting started.
That dude's a mastermind.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if Kendrick. Like I said before about, like, when you see him coming down the street, like, can I ask you for your autograph? Like, I don't know, man. Like, can I say hello? I don't know. Like, you might be. I just want to leave you alone, man. Like, leave you be, because he might not be done. Like, he might not be done. I don't.
But also, you got to look at like how does it affect his image too? Because beforehand, he did have like this approachable activist type vibe, right? Well, now he done walked into this boogeyman type of persona, where it's like no one's safe, right? And that could be scary. Like I said, that could be like like
no
if
one's safe.
If I shake your hand.
I think he's always been like that though. K-Dot has always been that I'm the best competitive. I'm the best type MC. Like, even if you take it back to Control, you know what I'm saying? He called everybody out. You know
And
what I'm
see, I
saying?
think it does go. So then you're right. It goes right back to then realizing that even then he had a ego problem. So then also we had an ego problem then. So maybe not. Maybe that's just who he is. And now he didn't want to ruffle no feathers. Now you got to poke the bear, and here we go.
I
I
don't,
mean,
I don't, I don't think, I don't think it was a. To me, I don't think it was an ego thing. To me, it goes back to hip hop. Well, I guess hip hop is ego. It's everybody egos, yeah. Because hip hop is a braggadocious genre. You know what I'm saying? So if you claim yourself you the king, you gotta you know what I'm saying. You gotta protect your throne. You know what I'm saying. So if somebody coming around saying I'm the GOAT, I'm the great first name. What do you say? First name greatest, last name ever. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah, yeah,
claiming
yeah.
that. You claiming that. You know what I'm saying? So somebody is gonna want that seat. You know what I'm saying? So I think K Dot, you know what I'm saying, was just letting people know, like, yo, I'm the best here. I don't care who you are. You know what I'm saying? This is hip hop. Y'all know what time it is. I'm cool with everybody, but this is hip hop. You know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? So I just think, you know what I'm saying, like that the boogeyman, like people saying the boogeyman stuff came from the Meet the Grams, but Cape Dot been doing that, man.
Yeah, the thing is, I think he always had it. I think it's always there. I think people didn't want to look at it, but he was always, like I said in the beginning, he gave up names in the beginning.
Yeah,
People at that young age, you just get
Yeah.
into the thing. You just subbing people. You just talk about maybe Jay-Z, blah blah blah. You don't say his name, but this dude was throwing out names.
yeah,
Crazy,
Yeah, and
crazy.
I think to that point too, I hear you, Tobias. Like we have to remember we're also experiencing this beef. You know, like you're in hip hop, like Amari and I, we're fans of hip hop, so like we're all experiencing and we're relating to this in different ways, but we are experiencing it, right? So we also have to step away from it as well, because what I could be experiencing is the fact that I've never seen a battle this one-sided before. Like I've never seen someone get eviscerated like this.
At this
And I don't
level.
mean that. I don't mean that to be. Hey, I don't mean that to be hyperbolic or like I'm not trying to stand for Kendrick or any of that. Like seriously, like as an objective fan of hip hop, of all the beefs that I've witnessed, all the back and forth, I've never seen it turn out this one-sided. And it's not that I'm not a huge, like I like Kendrick Lamar. He's definitely my favorite between the two of them. But like I don't have Kendrick Lamar t-shirts and all of that stuff. Like he's not my number one MC, right? So I can look at it fairly objectively and say, I just like no one's ever been taken apart to me like this. And I might need to wrap my own arms around that, because maybe it isn't so much that Kendrick is like a boogeyman as much as it is, I can't believe what he just did to this other human being on wax.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see that.
Like it didn't have to be that bad. He did it that bad so fast, so quick, so
Right,
easy.
right. You didn't have to do all that. Like you did not have to do all that. Right. That's what it is.
No, because I mean the thing is that like on Meet the Grams, I say here like, oh my gosh, I mean you write letters to everybody, and it's like it's so soft. Like listen, let me just sit down and talk to you. Let me give you a hug and tell you about your daddy. Let me tell you about your son, and it's
I know
okay.
about your dad. About your dad.
And it's
About your
okay,
dad,
and we're gonna work through these things. God. I mean,
Yeah,
he said like he
Like
cared about this.
didn't it hurt your heart a little bit? It hurt my heart because I think that might have been one of the songs that I actually listened to with my son. And I was just imagining myself like my worst enemy in the world talking to my son. Oh my God. I would just
But see,
just
this
the
is why I
pain.
said
Just the pain.
this is why I said I think maybe it's bigger than Drake. Maybe it was a rap to maybe just men in the culture, because men in the culture can sit back that rhyme. And you just look at the meet the Grams, that can go out to a lot of men about how they handle things, and how that if we want to be better, we got to address these issues. He's talking about issues. He's talking to him about social issues.
yeah,
Drake is a problem for social issues of the world, which is crazy, right? So he's talking about you're the reason why that these things are going on in the world. But at the same time, it's like somebody. I mean, I think that's how it's going to be looked at later on when when it's viewed the years later. Like he's talking to a certain genre of people about the ills of the world. He's just so happy that Drake got the stray.
Right.
It's great. It's great.
Yeah, man.
Tobias,
Yeah.
you take the last word, man. We've gone quite a bit longer than we expected, but go ahead, Tobias. You take the last word before we get out of here.
Okay. Yeah, that to me, yeah, that was probably one of the greatest rap battles, you know what I'm saying, in history. You know what I'm saying? And just the back and forth. I just think man, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, man, honestly, throughout the whole battle, I really wanted to see I was really mad that J. Cole bowed out. Because I honestly think J. Cole would have been a better competitor for K Dot.
Okay.
Because I like J. Cole as I think J. Cole is an MC. And I would think he would have gave K Dot some go. I think K Dot would have won still, but he would have gave K Dot some go. You know what I'm saying? So I was really excited when Cole dropped that diss to K Dot. I'm like, yes, we about to get two MCs. They about to go at it. Like, yes, then he bowed out. So I honestly think that K Dot called him like, yo, you sure you want in on this? You know what I'm saying? Like, you sure you want to do this? You know what I'm saying? And just gave him the rundown like, I'm gonna give you a chance to bow now. You know what I'm saying? But
I think you're right on that because I think I'm sorry. I was saying I think you're totally right. I think they better matched K Dot and J Cole. That would have been a better fight.
Yeah. But all in all, man, I enjoyed it, man. But like y'all saying, that Meet the Grams, man, that I was like, whew, like I couldn't even. I honestly don't even listen to that song anymore, man. Like, because it's like it hits too hard, and and being a father, like Isaac just said, like, you know what I'm saying, he reaching out to like people, like not just Drake, but just like fathers in general. You know what I'm saying, like parenting in general. So that song was like it was too eerie for me, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the mind. I always say K Dot has a different mindset from a lot of these artists today. Like his mindset is just different, man. And he's an onion. He has so many layers that you could peel. You gotta listen to his album so many times to understand what he's talking about, or to fully get what he's talking about. Like I always say for like Two Pepper Butterfly, if you listen to that album, like you like Mr. Morale, that's probably like my least favorite. You know what I'm saying? Not saying it's a bad album, but it's one of those albums where you got to be in a space.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're not just gonna put that album on in your car and be like, yeah, I'm bumping Mr. Morale. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's one of them albums when you in a space and a feeling and a time and you put it on, you listen to it. To Pimp a Butterfly is to me is like one of the most beautiful put together albums I've heard in a long time. You know what I'm saying? And when you listen to it, he's telling the whole story from top to bottom, and he's talking to the whole time he's talking to Pop, and it was just so cold how he put that together with the poems and the songs led to each other, and at the end, you realize he's interviewing Pop. And it was just the way he connected. It was just so dope. That's the album that won the Pulitzer. You know what I'm saying? And it's being studied in colleges and stuff like that. So, in all, I just say that Kendrick. I always say that Kendrick has a different mind frame, and a different mindset. Like he's just different, man. He's just one of them. He's just one of them selected few type of artists, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, but all in all, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the whole beef. It was the whole beef. I don't think it was bad for hip hop. I think it was great. I think it invigorated hip hop. I think it got people bringing out their pen more. I think it's going to get people to write better, to flow better, to think of different, you know what I'm saying, conceptual ways to get their messages out. I just think it invigorated hip hop. I don't think it was bad. Like you got MCs like what's the dude D1, the Christian rapper. Like he's dope to me, but I think he's going too far left of what he's trying to say about the battle. You know what I'm saying? How he's saying it's bad for hip hop not a sport and all that stuff. Like I agree with a lot of the stuff he says, but I just think on that end, I don't think this beef was bad for it. Like because people bringing up the shooting and stuff like that wasn't because of Kendrick and them. That's some other stuff. Maybe it was the weekend. Who knows? But it wasn't because of K-Dot. You know what I'm saying? I think it was good for hip hop. I think hip hop was getting almost at like a standstill almost, and especially commercial. You know what I'm saying? And I think with these two guys that are very commercial, and one that is very commercial, and then one that could get in the commercial lane and stay in the MC lane too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it invigorated hip hop commercially. You know what I'm saying? I think it lit a fire on a lot of artists. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was great.
All right. Before we go, I got yes or no answer, and then we'll have Isaac take us out. So, this is a question. Can Drake come back from this? And let's put a time frame on that. Can he come back for this in this year? Is it possible him to come back from this year? Yes or no? Isaac, you first.
No.
Next 6 months. What about you, Tobias?
I'm gonna say, excuse me. I'm gonna say because of his commercial success, I'm gonna say yes because he has a huge fan base that's not gonna let it go. I mean that will let it go. Like, oh, he lost, but I'm still gonna listen to his music, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm gonna go with no on this one too, just because man, he took his manhood on this one. It's hard to come back on that one. Now, Tobias, you want to tell us how we can find this song of yours you have? Where can we buy that at?
Oh, so man, you could go to the easiest way I could say is go to my Instagram, Tobias Black 83. That's at my Instagram is Tobias Black 83, and then my Linktree link is right there in my bio. If you click on that link, that song will pop right up. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take you right to Bandcamp.
Okay. We try to see if there's a way we can get that posted on our site. We thank you guys for being with us this week. Isaac, we on next week?
We are on next week. There's been so much happening with Caitlin Clark that we decided that we needed to talk a little bit about it and try to get inside the dynamics in play as to her rise and all of the conversation that is surrounding her. So we will be talking about that next week, Tuesday, June 11th. Free conversation. You just have to join us on our YouTube channel or on our Facebook page. So that'll be next week on Tuesday.
Right. That's a good one too.
All right. Well, guess we'll see everybody next week, hopefully. Thank you everybody for checking in with us. Hip hop was one of our loves, so we can go on for another 2 hours. Trust me, we really could. But we thank everybody for showing up with us. We'll see everybody next week.
And I'm just gonna say thank y'all again for having me, man. Thank you, man. Y'all brothers are dope, man, and I love wrapping up with you guys, man. I just appreciate it, and thank you for having me on here, man.
All right. No problem. Thank you so much.
No doubt. We'll do it again soon, man. Soon.
Yeah.
I think we still need to do a top 10 or something like that. So we can call you back.
Yep. I'm with that.
Okay. All right. We'll figure that out.
All right.
Real powers people.
All right.
Peace.